Welcome back to the HGC. We missed you while we were gone for that small little break. We're getting ready for game number 2. Team Liquid and Synergy going at it. Team Liquid is currently up 1-0.
They just won the last game on Sky Temple. Liquid looking strong, but a very good early game for Team Synergy too. So they showed that they are here to win. They want to achieve, of course, another victory here, since so far they've only taken down BGenius this season.
Synergy continuing to work on their teamwork, and they're getting there. We'll see how they'll handle it here on our next battleground. We are going to Cursed Hollow. The choice was Team Liquid, which means Synergy is going for first pick.
It's funny that we see Hollow now, because this is a map where both of these teams have played Abathur and Vikings in the past. So with especially Hydra tweeting during the draft of the first game that he's pretty upset that the Vikings were eliminated and Probius too, we could see those heroes again appearing in the ban list. Yeah,
it's certainly a possibility. And it comes down to that fall set in the first couple of rotations, and then usually that fourth Abyss slot is what we leave for those big moments, those big crazy heroes.
It's usually a very standard map that we play. Cursed Hollow has been around for ages, but it's also the map where Team Liquid, the last time they played it, just edged out that small victory against the Playing Ducks with the Vikings last pick that in the end secured them the game. And Nurok after that told us that once he saw the Vikings, once he saw that they would be able to grab the Vikings on the last spot, he said, like, okay, this game is over. Hazorps is going to carry us to victory.
Yeah, and he did. And we got to the mid-game and almost started to seem like, okay, Playing Ducks have lost some steam here. When it comes to Cursed Hollow, Team Liquid just knows how to run this battleground. It's been around since they've been a team for a while. It's one of actually the cool things about Team Liquid is they've been a team for over a year now, and they really just bring their roster together on battlegrounds like Cursed Hollow. So let's go ahead and check it out here. Ban phase will begin. Synergy will have the first ban.
So let's see what's going to happen here. First of all, of course, we are talking again about heroes like, we have the Globals, huge impact. Greymane still a very high priority. We've seen Gul'dan banned out several times now too. That Horrify always a problem, and especially for Synergy that was a bit of an issue. We see them prioritize that ban higher and higher. Team Liquid, with a successful Tassadar combo on game number 1, is now going for the standard ban again, saying, yes, we don't want you to play with a Tassadar here. We have too many tools at your disposal that we don't want to deal with, especially that Hyper Carry Vala that oftentimes is being just pushed farther forward into the attack line by just using the second support. So Liquid is already shutting that down right off the start.
Now, speaking of Vala, Synergy often will grab the ball when available for the first pick. Do you have to worry about the Greymane, though? Is that something that they should start working towards?
Greymane is definitely a hero that they need to at least consider now. Since they haven't banned him out, they prioritized the ban on Gul'dan over the ban on Greymane, but Greymane gave their backline a lot of problems. Falstad being blown up in one of those fights within seconds was a huge issue. No disengage with the Gust, no damage against Arthurs, thanks to the Seasoned Marksman and Giant Killer combo with the auto attacks. So you can really tell that with that first pick, they are having a bit of trouble here. And that's very understandable, because they need to think, okay, how do we deal with this? And they decide to not even pick one of those two. They decide to go into a pick on Arthur's first, which is currently probably the most dominant tank that we have in the meta.
Yeah, Arthur's been up there, taking the spot of ETC, which is odd to say, because it's actually still old ETC for a couple more weeks here at the HGC. It's not the new iteration that is now armor-based whenever he goes in for his attack. So Arthur's here, number 1 for the pickup for Synergy. Lucio and Dahaka will be the answer back. You get your global, and you take away that support that many are calling one of the best supports currently in the game.
And this is when it comes to priority also now, again, pretty interesting to talk about, because at this point, Team Liquid knows that the next ban phase is coming up after Synergy took their picks, so there's a good chance that someone like Greymane is going to be banned out, if not taken. And Synergy themselves, they now have still the opportunity to go into that Vala play. They have a high priority on it. For other teams, it would probably not be as much of a priority, but they have, I think, every time when they had the chance, gone straight into her, into Vala. So this is like a thing they could pull off right now. There's still the Falstad around on the other hand, so that's something to consider too. Do they want their own global now that the Haka has been picked up?
They go for Abathur and Greymane. So Synergy switching it up here, going for the Greymane pickup, and that Abathur, which now is starting to get in the first couple of rotations here on Cursed Hollow and Towers of Doom.
Yeah, if Greymane is picked up by Synergy, they know that there's a good chance Team Liquid is going to ban out the Abathur. The Vikings, we've mentioned them a bit earlier, but normally when you have globals that you are running, you're not really too concerned about Vikings, since you can A, counter soak, and B, you can also try to just move in and take them down. So I think in this case, they would have been okay with the Vikings pick on the side of Synergy. This is pretty key to both of the teams. In a game between other teams, we wouldn't even talking about Vikings, I feel, but both of them have run it before. But with the Dahaka, I don't think they were too worried about that. But I'm pretty sure if the Greymane appears, they still know, hey, with Abathur in, either we pick him or we ban him out. They did it in the past, and Team Liquid will have done it again.
And Nubrak will be the next ban out here for Team Liquid. There is a possibility for them to grab the double globals here, so Fawcett has to be a possible ban here for Synergy. In fact, they do it immediately. So Fawcett has been banned out. Team Liquid on the other side. Do you have to start worrying about the Tyrael? With an Abathur, Greymane, and an Arthas, could Tyrael fix in this rotation?
Oh, Tyrael could definitely fit into the rotation here. You would be very melee heavy, very frontline heavy, but you could definitely pull that off. I don't think it's something that you are worried to the extent where you would start banning him out. I feel it's more dominant to just ban out Nubarak, especially since Arthas and Nubarak is one of the most popular and strongest combos that we have as a frontline.
Yeah.
But Tyrael would fit into this. He gains extra value on this being Cursed Hollow, since you have the Holy Ground to not only go for a boss play and steal it out, but also to just simply use it to zone an opponent in those small corridors that we have. Sanctification plays on bosses are also great. You enable a Greymane, but again, you make yourself very frontline heavy since they are playing that Abathur.
So also something to think about too for Team Liquid is there's always a possibility of a Greymane Li Ming combination reset city available for Synergy, and we've seen some in the past. They move into Vala and Varian. They're going to pick that up instead, but again, the Li Ming could be something that they take away here instead.
Li Ming is definitely a hero that synergizes very well with Greymane. Greymane confirms kills that he can get because Li Ming starts the poke, and once that he gets those kills, Li Ming profits from the resets.
Yeah.
So then you have constant pressure in here. They still need their support, and Oriel would also fit for them. They love to play the Oriel way more than other teams do, just simply because Sefkaje feels he has more of an impact with her, also with the detainment strikes, but we have other opportunities for them as well. Rega is still around for them. That's something they could play. Malfurion, if they want to use him to just follow up a stun after Arthur sets in the Howling Blast. But we would still need a bit more damage on their part, or a really heavy melee frontline that they're saying we're just going to try and run over them with a good sanctification.
Yeah, I really feel like Synergy might move into the Malfurion here, slightly because of Dahaka and Variant. Having that Twilight Dream around can be wonderful for finishing those kills, especially when you have a Greymane. So we'll see if they go that route, but you are totally correct, man. The Ariel usually is a pickup for Synergy. We have seen some Karazim in the past. Oh, there it is, actually. Nice. Karazim and Zarya.
Karazim is a hero that in Europe mainly Synergy plays. Other teams do that too, but Synergy is probably the team that does it the most. And here come the Vikings again. So as we said before, Vikings as the last pick on the side of Team Liquid. And this is something that Synergy knew that. It's not like this pick is going to shock them. They weren't 100% certain if it would be picked up or not, but it was definitely feeding into their consideration of what they would draft for themselves, since it's just last week that we saw Team Liquid play exactly that last pick. And Hazops, of course, is going to run them once more. Team Liquid feels very confident going into a Vikings draft. But with Hydra also being a player that plays the Vikings himself, they know exactly what to do to just zone them out and play perfectly around them.
Yeah, you have a couple of options. You can go for the passive route where you defend against the Vikings, try and get a couple pickoffs with them by running a 3-1-1, maybe Abathur holding into a lane. Or you can go for a really aggressive play, which you can get a 4-man rotation and just rely on Abathur to soak 2 lanes against the Vikings. And you force Team Liquid to come down and bring multiple members into a lane. With Zarya, Greymane, and Karazim, they have a lot of firepower. So I actually wouldn't mind seeing them put 4 people together and rotate between lanes.
Yeah. And with Vikings, it's also really interesting how you play against them. Oftentimes, the Vikings are trying to just push in the late game more so than in the early game, simply because if you push too hard in the early game and your opponent doesn't clear their own wave, all of a sudden the Vikings are very far out on lane and can be taken out by a quick rotation. So then you end up just like having to revive your Vikings every time, feeding them into the lane again, and that can be a problem. So oftentimes, if you're playing against Vikings, you will see a more passive play on the side, just trying to lure them a little bit farther into it so you can take them out. And that's something that we could see with the help of Abathur, just him soaking with the symbiote and with the body behind gates.
All right, well, we're ready for it. Game number 2, Cursed Hollow. Team Liquid and Synergy going at it. Abathur versus the Vikings, one of our favorite storylines to watch here at the HGC. Let's get started.
Game number 2 in our best of 5 series here at the HGC Europe, and we have to the left side Team Synergy, the Russian team with Hydra on Abathur, so Ice Cream on Zarya, Power of Dreams on Arthas, Sefkaje on Karazim, and Neon is playing Greymane.
To the right and the red, it is Team Liquid. Dahaka will be played by Nurok. The Lost Vikings played Hasawabs. Lucio by Splendor. Bala will be played by Darkblock. And last but not least, Blumby will be playing Varian.
Blumby on the Varian here, so we are going to see some taunt action again. Nurok is going to attempt to follow up on it. And Darkblock playing with the arrow build. Oftentimes, this is actually a pretty cool build, especially around the objective. Every single time we're going to have one of these curses, it's going to be great for that. And it also helps you to burst down bosses way faster. So you can make these plays for bosses a lot faster than you could with any other build, especially after you get your stacks done on level 4.
I do also really enjoy it against Karazim in particular. You chunk people out, and Karazim has a hard time getting those heals in, especially when he goes in for these damage builds. So it is pretty much a little bit more helpful there for Team Liquid to run that for the reasons that you added, and because it's great against Karazim.
Push in the mid lane here. We have a 4 versus 4 setup. So Abathar is currently attempting to do his thing, but already a transition of the Haka to the top lane. And the Vikings are being annoying. That's the #1 thing on the list if you're a Vikings player. You want to be annoying, and they are stealing the vision away. So Watchtower is already taken, and that's of course never a good thing if your opponent is completely in the know about when and why you rotate.
Yeah, those are things you want to do as a Vikings. You want to be annoying, you want to be handsome, and you want to get lost. Those are your top 3 things you need to check off if you're trying to be a Vikings player.
Yeah, and Slingshot Eric up there at the top, just like getting a bit of damage in against Arthurs. And that is definitely the job description. So Eric is just like always funny. I don't know. I played the Lost Vikings, like the original game, for so long. It's so cool to have them in the game. But the Ice Cream, he's one who apparently does not have a lot of fun being in the game. He's being eliminated. And the big Zarya got even pushed around by Splendor, who can't wait to go straight for the second target. Yeah,
that was a big aggressive play there from Team Liquid. They came in at 3 different angles, were able to lock down the Zarya. She lacks the mobility to be effective, so that's going to be painful for synergy here. As Team Liquid now with the Vikings get the chance here to play aggressively on this wall. Olaf and Baylog are also pushing the other lanes.
Yeah, Nurok was for a moment in trouble. Now Darkmonk needs to move out, and Splendor is assisting them. But this is of course one of the problems when you're pushing in like this. You have an Arthos against you, so a Howling Blast can always be followed up by Greymane going deep, and Karazim here with the Iron Fist also doing quite a bit of work. So in this case, Team Liquid walks away without losing anyone. This could definitely turn once that we have more damage output on those heroes.
4-3 here for the lead. Team Liquid keeping up with it. Another big pick, and oh no, Neon in trouble. Eric comes in for the big attack. The shield and the heal will come out just in time to keep Synergy alive here, as Neon will be able to go back home and heal on up. Problem is, should be spawning to the top right.
That was really, really close. One more auto attack by Vala in the right moment, and that would have been the end of him. But now Greymane is starting to make his way up to the top again. There's enough interrupts, especially with Ice Cream, so that they can delay this a bit longer. But of course, there is now a bit of a time issue as well. Currently at the bot lane, we have Abathar, and in the middle, the Vikings still soaking here. Slight lead for Team Liquid in experience, as Synergy is attempting to push them back on the Tribune.
And the aggression occurs here. So Ice Cream in the front, burning out that damage there on Zarya. A big drag hits Sefka. Sefka dies. That means no heals available. So Power, hoping to live here, does drop a Howling Blast. The last second, Hostile Ups keeps working in auto attacks. Neon will jump on top of Eric to take him out.
Eric dying, but still, Nurok with these drags, he is on point. He had 3 or 4 good drags in this game already. There's another one, could enable another kill, and yes indeed it does. He drags him away. That's the opportunity Splendor needs to move between the target and the saving wall. Oops him back, and immediately we're having another kill on the board. That's the 3rd one in this game. Team Liquid looking extremely strong here. And a lot of it comes down to Darkmonk just having perfect engagements.
Yep, coming in, getting those engages. Darkmonk coming up with the attacks, and they're also on here with the drag, just being on point consistently here. So Team Liquid, 7-6, has a solid lead, has a tribute under their belt, and has opened up the top lane. Now they have the opportunity to maybe go in for an aggressive rotation to the middle lane and start breaking down turrets.
And Aswops is just stealing the vision again. It's just running away, yeah. They commit 3 heroes to taking him down, and he just rushes away. So yeah, Hazops, this is a job description there. Be annoying, soak experience, and then at the latest, after 16, go in once you have the stun on Olaf with the play again.
Have you ever played with a Vikings player on comms? Usually if they're super talkative, they always use to talk, but when you play with the Vikings, they just stop talking.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you.
That's
like,
me
I'm
right
done.
there. You give me Vikings and I don't say a word.
I don't say a word. All right, guys. Well, if you don't want to listen to Caldor, invite him to your team league and make him play the Vikings.
Yeah. With Hazops, I feel it's probably a bit different. I mean, him being such a high-level Warcraft 3 and also StarCraft 2 player, he should probably still have the tools to go for the communication. For me, it's just like, leave me alone. I'm doing my thing. Tell me when you want me in the team fight, and that's it. I'm going to do my thing outside of that.
I'll be there for you if you call for it. All right, so Team Liquid continuing to lead. They're a full level ahead. Giants are pushing in the top left there. Eric continues to be annoying by grabbing that watchtower. And it's actually a cool strat from Team Liquid. They're leaving Nurok in the top lane as Dahaka because he can rotate in with his globals and allowing Eric to continue taking that watchtower so they don't miss any experience, but they also grab map control due to that vision. So a really cool strategy here from Team Liquid that's really paying off.
We also have a couple of talent adjustments, especially against the Vikings on the side of Synergy. On level 7, the Wizened Duelist now taken for Greymane, so pretty interesting talent. With Greymane, if you get the stacks up, your damage output increases by so much. The problem, of course, is you need to keep yourself alive. You have a Zarya and you have also the Charism in this setup, so this is working. And you have Vikings against you, so you can net these kills and then get the damage increase. And you have two heroes that are trying to keep you safe, with the addition of Abathur, of course, who's also going to try to assist you here. So that's a pretty cool talent. Only question is if he's going to be able to stack it up enough for it to make a difference. And right now, they are the ones being chased down, as you can see right here.
Yeah, not looking too good for Synergy, as a 10 advantage for Team Liquid allows them to go for a kill. They pick off their Ice Cream once again in this matchup. The Wizened Duelist is very hard to pull off if the Vikings are playing on point and if you're behind. So that 3% auto attack damage that you get for every kill up to 30% is basically non-existent right now. Actually, not basically, it is non-existent because 0% has been done here as Synergy just can't net any takedowns.
Well, he got one up at the top lane against one of the Vikings, so that's what he needs to do at this point. I feel it's still very important to point out that, of course, Synergy's composition, thanks to the Abathur, is a bit weaker in the early stage of the game. And this is something that Team Liquid is ruthlessly exploiting right now. And that's what we've been talking about earlier. The curse has hit, Team Liquid is going straight for a keep. And this is really smart. They just move around the fort, ignore it, and put the pressure on the keep. They're trying to take it down, and that shouldn't really be an issue for them. So they are taking a keep down super early in the game. And they are fully aware that once Abathur has his copy, the double Greymane can be a problem. But with what they're doing right now, they're setting themselves so far ahead of their opponent that it's very unlikely that Synergy is going to have an easy time coming back from this, especially if your Vikings taking out Greymane.
And Abathur. Abathur actually rotated the top lane to soak that lane, and we had Olaf dive in and kill off the Abathur. Unfortunate for Synergy.
2 keeps. They get a curse, and thanks to those kills at the top, that's 2 keeps that were just destroyed. Team Liquid has a 4-level lead, making this look like a quick match. Going in again, there's the Palm. The Palm is great, but again, the drag on Dahaka. Another double kill if Power of Dream ends up falling as well. Zarya's trying to help him out as much as she can. Power is rushing back, but this is not looking good. This is 8 kills against 1, and Team Liquid is on a killing spree.
Yep, they can move towards the boss right now with the 2 keeps being down. Catapult will start grouping up for them soon. They could potentially move in here and look for more kills because, again, they have Varian. They get the taunt, they can get the engage. And if they get 1 or 2 takedowns on Synergy with an Abathur hat or an Abathur being on the opposing team, that could very well be good game.
This is Team Liquid completely understanding what's happening here. Abathur weak in the early game. We're capitalizing it by using the Vikings. We're getting a massive lead, get the first curse, and then just snowball from there. A 4-level lead, this is perfect for them. If Synergy would have been able to enter the mid-game after level 10 on roughly even levels and talents, that could have been a bit of a problem for Team Liquid, since the strength of a double Greymane in these situations is absolutely frightening. But that doesn't happen. Team Liquid is rolling with the advantage, they're snowballing, and you can tell that they are aiming for the core right now. They want to finish this. This is super early. We're 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the game.
Well, double Greymane up here for Synergy. They are 4 levels behind. Can they make something work for defense? Hydra on the back left dives in on Darkmok. We're going to have the big shield barrier popping in for Splendor.
Yeah, once again, the copy is already dead, so they're moving in again. In the same time, the Vikings are still pushing, so it's also a nice distraction. They're trying to go for a quick move against Arthur's. Taunt is in, the Palm hits. He's trying to move away here. Vikings still gaining value. And in the meantime, Neon finds himself isolated in the back. Greymane escaping just barely. But we have still Liquid pushing into that bot lane.
A 5-level lead for Team Liquid over Synergy. The core finally starting to take some damage here as the catapults are sieging away. Team Liquid is poised to jump on anyone that may overstep. There it is, Greymane overstepping here. Nurok lands another tongue. Neon goes in for a kill but falls.
Brutal play by Team Liquid. A double kill as Charism falls. Arthurs is the next on the list. Tries to move out, but Splendor hunts him down. Zarya also eliminated. And Team Liquid with a 5-level lead. 11 versus 16. 2 talents ahead. Go for the core. Take down Synergy and make this a 2-0 lead.
My golly, if you've been doubting Team Liquid, they are making a statement today, especially with that game.
Yeah, this is once again Cursed Hollow, and if they run the Vikings here, they look fantastic. That was very well done in the draft, exploiting the weaknesses on the side of Synergy. Synergy trying the best they could to just enter that mid-game on the same level. That didn't happen at all, and Team Liquid said, we're not going to let you come back into this game. It's not going to happen. The late game is not going to be there for you. We are going to end this as soon as we can. And at 7:30, we had 2 keeps already eliminated. It looked fantastic.
Yeah, huge shout out to Nurok. Really, the beginning, those drags are the reason why Team Liquid fell so far ahead there. They got the 3 kills off that were so important because Synergy never got to a point where they could be aggressive with their Zarya and be aggressive on turrets to get experience to mitigate that pressure that Abathur does not have until level 10. So big call out to Nurok. And then, of course, Hasselwebs, always on those Vikings, are a pleasure to watch.
It definitely is. And as you said, Nurok, those drags early on, I don't think he missed a single one.
No.
He got so many kills through that, or even just opening the kill up, dragging someone in, which allows all of a sudden Lucio to go in. So Splendor understood completely. As soon as Nuro calls out the target, I'm just going to move in, push him back into the team. Another kill confirmed. We get the tributes, we get the curse, and we take it from there.
All right, guys, let's get ready for game number 3. Can Team Liquid finish it out with a 3-0? We'll find out soon.
I was once a far strider. I swore an oath to defend Silvermoon and its people to my dying breath. It was not enough. My homeland still burned. But those days are long past. And history will not repeat itself. I am Sylvanas Windrunner, Queen of the Forsaken. And if you will not serve me in this life, then you will do so in the next.